Hey guys, welcome back to the Empty Cup Podcast, episode 9, I believe. I'm your host, Govind Poipakam, and today I have a very special guest, Chloe Devre. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the podcast. Yeah, of course. I'm glad you could be here. You have been a vegan for a while now, I believe?
Yeah, almost my whole life. Since
Almost
I
your
was
whole life.
About 5 or 6.
Are your parents vegan too?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you've also been involved in like some sort of fitness for a good bit of college or more?
Yeah. I recently got into lifting, but I've always been pretty athletic, playing soccer, gymnastics. But it was in college where I got exposed to like lifting.
So yeah, what got you into lifting specifically, if you remember?
Well, a lot of people have Instagram accounts here at Tech where they share their lifting. A lot of people from Barbell Club. And my boyfriend was in it, so I just kind of discovered their Instagram accounts, and I thought that looked so cool.
So they all have Instagrams, or is it just like the Barbell Lifting Club that you're talking about?
No, they all have individual.
Oh,
yeah.
Like separate Instagrams for like, I hit 225 today on so-and-so or whatnot. Yeah, no, I love that because it's like a little personal log. It's like accountable too, and people can like push you on. I mean, you have your own, we can talk about like a little bit later, but you have your own fitness channel, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a channel, and I haven't posted in about 2 months, but it's just an Instagram account where I just upload little videos of what I'm doing. So my Instagram handle is like Ratchetita, so it's Ratchet Lifts, but I don't want it to just be restricted to lifting because I like to do a lot of different stuff, like to run, calisthenics and stuff. So I might change the handle and like then upload more.
And is your goal with that just like for fun, or is it more so accountability? What do you think?
I think it's really just for fun. Yeah. And it's also cool to see maybe like my transformation,
And yeah, so you said calisthenics. Is that like rings, or do you just do like gymnastics? Or
I mean, like a little gymnastics, like, handstands or like hand balancing, pull-ups, push-ups, chin-ups. I just think it's all so cool.
Yeah. Have you done like any of the ab things, like the L-sits or the, I don't know, I don't actually know that much about
I do like the windshield wipers.
Oh, yeah.
You know those?
Yeah,
it's like your legs are like,
That's the coolest thing I could do with calisthenics is, I forget what, it's like the German plank or something, or German hang.
Oh, what's that?
It's like where you, you know how you bring your legs up when you're doing like a leg raise? So you bring your legs up all the way up to your, like, to your hands. And then you go all the way around. So yeah, you kind of do a loop and your like shoulders like rotate. Like, does that make sense?
So your legs are up here.
Yeah, so you bring your legs all the way up. So if my legs are in between my hands like this. Yeah. Kind of, and then your legs go all the way around. So you like kind of do a 360.
Oh, so you go around the bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of taxing on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I like to think it builds up your shoulder strength or mobility a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to create issues for me down the line. But I think it's really good for your abs because I like to do like I kind of slow it down so that you really feel like the burn on your abs. And then when I go all the way down, I come all the way back up, which is even harder, I think.
Can you actually show me that?
Yeah.
Because I want to try that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It also feels like a flex because half the time people look at me and be like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do. I don't think it's as hard as it looks because when I saw it at first, I was like, oh my God, I can't do that. Yeah. And then I tried and I was like, oh, this is kind of easy. So I think most people can do it. It's just like whether they want to and how your shoulder feels after you do it.
Speaking of shoulders though, my dad recently told me to just hang. And try to do it for like a minute. Oh. And it's so good for your shoulders. Because he had frozen shoulder a few years ago. Yeah. Where he couldn't, raise his shoulder so high.
What is frozen shoulder?
Huh?
Well, I've never heard of frozen shoulder.
I'm not sure what exactly it is, but a lot of older men get it just from like immobility and like, So he claims that if you hang for 30 to 60 seconds every day, you will not have any shoulder problems.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because the reason I actually started it was because I felt like on my bench, my shoulders were weak, or like the weakest component of it. So I was like, maybe I should work my shoulder strength. But like I never actually knew if it helped or not. I just kind of noticed that when I started doing that, I felt less shoulder pain after benching. Yeah. I was like, oh, that must mean it's good for me. So, and I don't know. I guess maybe there is some research to support it.
Yeah, I think so.
So like with fitness, so you do weight training mostly? Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do like the main 3 compounds, or is it
like push pull legs?
Yeah. Oh no, like bench press, squat, deadlift, or do you vary or?
Yeah. So last semester in the spring, I did a lot of like squat, bench, deadlift. And I ate a ton at the dining halls.
We got a bulk or something.
Yeah, I was trying to do my own bulk, even though I didn't have a trainer, I didn't have a program, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did get stronger, but I also like didn't like the way I looked, just because I was overeating. You know.
Isn't that like? That's what I hear with girls a lot, is that their worst fear is like, oh, I don't want to eat too much and like bulk up. Like, at least that's what I see on like Instagram and all. They always post like, don't be afraid to eat too much, because like a lot of girls want to be like skinnier, but they don't want to like have that bulk to gain strength and muscle, you know.
I think a lot of girls are scared of being too muscular.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not really a fear of mine. I just, bulked, and I didn't really like how I looked. So now I'm trying to find
why did you start bulking?
I just wanted to see how strong I could get.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted to bench 135, and I did.
Hell yeah.
And then I was like, okay.
Congrats.
Thank you.
When was that?
It was like the end of the school year, like May.
Oh, last May. Okay.
Yeah.
And or end of spring. Yeah.
Yeah, end of semester. Sorry.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to find a balance between like powerlifting, but also integrating some cardio.
Cardio. Who needs cardio?
Because I was also doing no cardio. That's another reason that I probably bulked so much.
Really? Because I've heard different things. Because cardio, I don't think burns as much weight or fat as people think, right? And I've heard that it also makes you like hungrier, and you end up eating more calories than you burnt off.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about
but like I've heard this is all like hearsay. What I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't have valid research on it, but I've heard like walking is typically the best, because if you walk for long periods of time, it doesn't like stimulate your hunger as much, so people don't end up overeating. I don't know if you've heard anything about that. Okay.
No, I do try to walk.
Yeah, I mean, as like students, that's another thing, is you probably burn a lot of calories just walking with a heavy book bag everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you walk mostly on campus, or do you take the bus? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've only been here a week, like living at the Standard.
I mean,
but
the last couple of years, I guess. Or
yeah, I do.
Years.
I do try to take the bus when it's there, but they're not very reliable, so I end up walking most of the time.
Where are you going?
Like CRC or class.
I mean, yeah, the only thing is you have to like look at the app a lot and wait a good bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer, I don't know. There's like no winning, because you have to either wait in the sun for it or walk a lot in the sun for it, and you just end up sweating. But yeah, I know Manu does a lot of Olympic lifting, right?
He did.
He did? He doesn't do it anymore? Or?
Not as much this summer, because he went to this new gym in Houston.
He's not doing none of that. What is it called? What is this stuff where they with the ropes?
Like this thing?
Yeah. What is that called?
CrossFit?
CrossFit. He's not doing CrossFit, is he?
He actually is interested in CrossFit.
Oh.
So cringy.
He's doing like the weird wavy pull-ups and stuff.
He just kind of did everything. That gym had everything. They had like kickboxing classes and squat, bench, deadlift, and like machines and running. And so, yeah, he just tried to experiment. I think we're both just doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I had this thought, because me and my buddy, we tried out Muay Thai a couple times over the summer. And I just love the environment there, because it's just like something that a lot of people want to experience too. Like this like almost military style training, where they're like, okay, do this and then do that and then train and then spar, right? And it's like I would give out far before this guy would tell me to, but it's like that social pressure and someone yelling at me that makes me like want to push far past like what I thought I was capable of.
Yeah.
And I love that. I was like, oh my god, like I want to get a membership here, even though it's like $180 a month. It's very expensive. But you get everything. You get access to the whole gym, and you get to be part of that environment where like all those people are really cool. And I thought that was awesome. But at the same time, I was like, I'm still in college. Like, like this is always going to be here, and all these people are a little bit older. Some are our age. But it's like I would rather get involved in some college community things right now. I mean, I know that's why I was like more adamant on starting maybe GT boxing or something like that, because that still has like a college presence to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's probably the cheapest boxing that you're ever
yeah,
gonna find.
Yeah. Yeah, because I texted him. I was like, "How much is it?" I was like, very apprehensive, and he's like, "150 a semester." I was like, oh my god, that's so cheap. I mean, some people that might still be a lot, but like my mindset, I'm like, everything I've looked into has been 150 like a month or more, and this is like for 5 months the same price, so it's like 1/5 the price, which is awesome. Yeah. And one thing I want to talk about, so we're talking a lot about like fitness. Do you think that like helped you? I don't know if this is a reason you got into it or something you've noticed as like a byproduct, but like has it helped you at all with like handling school stress at all? Or do you think it has? Or do you think that's like slightly overrated?
No, I think so. It like scientifically does help you handle stress and release endorphins. But also just like the grind of like getting yourself to the gym when that's the last thing you want to do and like having that discipline, I think carries over to all aspects. And it sounds so cliche, but it does.
It's one thing too, because I think you have to be super systematic about how you plan your week, because for me now it's like a 2-hour commitment almost to go to the gym every day. So I'm like, I have to be on top of everything else so that I can plan this into my schedule like 5 times a week or 6 times a week, whatever. Yeah. So it's like it slightly adds to my stress in the sense of like I need to be on top of my stuff, otherwise like I'm gonna fall behind on other things. If I go to the gym late, then it's gonna translate to how much time I have to get ready for class, and then I might be late to class. That just might ruin my mood. You know, it's like all these small things. That's like.
Do you have a strict schedule?
I have never done that until this semester, and I was like, I need to be more organized. This is like, I made a joke to my friend. This is like my all or nothing semester because I'm like planned so many things into my schedule. Like I'm still active in my fraternity. I'm joining a couple clubs, and I'm doing YouTube.
You're doing boxing?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how I'm gonna join it yet. I know I was texting Manu. I don't know if he told you. Yeah. But I do plan on joining. I'm trying to join the cinematography club too because I'm really interested in that. Obviously, the YouTube channel. Put a lot of work into this. So yeah, you should like, subscribe. Good time to shout out to that. So yeah, it's a lot for me at least. So the one thing that's really important to me is like scheduling everything, so that I don't get too stressed by the fact that I have to go to the gym, and do everything else. What's your opinion on like working out in the morning, evening? What do you think?
Okay, so I always wanted to be a morning workout person. I wanted to get myself up and go and get it over with. Because I don't want to have to be constantly thinking throughout the day about if I'm going to have time to go to the gym. Right. So, I mean, so far this semester, I have been going in the morning. Not super early necessarily, but like I'm getting it done in the morning. So my body is programmed to do that. So that's my new goal. Yeah. I know you go in the morning, right?
So last semester I was going like 6 a.m. in the morning, which is crazy because I was working, I was interning, right, last spring. So I would go before work and then have work, and then I'd have the rest of the day to myself because I'd find like, I love morning workouts. I just think you have more energy to do them. Like I did legs yesterday. I hit legs yesterday at like 6 p.m., which I hated. And I was just exhausted after. Like going into the workout, I had a little bit of energy, but after I just like fell asleep right after because I was so exhausted. I just didn't have enough energy. So I don't know. I prefer morning workouts. Also, there's less people. It's just a kind of a better because at tech, in like college universities, I feel like most people go in the afternoon. It's just like more optimal with your schedule. So if you're that crazy person that goes at 5, 6 a.m., like there's only going to be 20, 30 other crazy people there. Yeah. But the cool thing is I think they're all like really cool people. I've met like some very interesting characters at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning. This one dude like walks around like, he looks like he's just mad at everything. You know, he just walks around like he's like crazy mad. Gosh. And he's like, he listens to like hard, what is it, metal? Heavy metal?
You can hear it?
Yeah. No, but like I just kept, I look at him, I just start laughing. I just like, and then one day he just approached me. He's like, "Hey man," and he's like super nice dude, right? I'm just like getting lost, totally thrown off. And he's like, "Hey man, like I've seen you around a couple of times. I just wanted to introduce myself. You might have seen me just like walking around." I was like, "Yeah, I thought you were crazy or mad or something."
Oh my gosh, you said that?
I said that to him. He's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." And now we're like friends. Yeah, I told him about this podcast. He's a really cool person.
Damn. Is he a student?
No, he's he's like working. He lives in the Atlanta area, but he's kind of runs around for his job. He like drives to, I don't know exactly what he does, but he like drives to like different campuses for equipment. I might be totally watching this. I talked to him about this a while ago. But the tech gym is a lot more affordable if you like it, which some people like it, some people don't. So he comes here like crazy hours usually when there's no one else.
Yeah, another benefit of morning workouts is like if you take pre-workout or if you want some like coffee for your energy, it's much better to do that in the morning rather than, you know, a few hours before you go to bed.
Yeah. The one thing I've noticed about that you have to be careful of, I saw some research on this, is if you wake up and you're like super groggy, basically, I forget what receptor it is, but basically, you know how caffeine works where it like kind of blocks the receptor, I think. I don't know exact science of it. I don't want to bring it up, but basically caffeine just kind of delays the problem, essentially. So if you wake up and you're tired, caffeine just kind of delays the problem. So that's why if you wake up super early, you might start to feel that like midday grogginess, tiredness. So you have to be careful of that. Someone told me like you should wait at least an hour after you wake up to have caffeine. I was like, I wish I could do that. I have to work out. I'm sorry. I gotta get to the gym.
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah, or pre-workouts usually. I don't know. I try not to take too much caffeine in the morning because I don't want to get super addicted to it, and I get like serious withdrawal symptoms. Yeah, headaches. Yeah. So I have to be careful. Some days I'll try not to detox like off of it so that it kind of hits more the day after. I think that's like a little bit healthier. I don't want to get too strong on it. Do you drink coffee or is it?
I used to really love coffee. But something about the ingredients in coffee is a little more like extreme than just caffeine with how it affects like anxiety. So it used to make me like very jittery and also just like my mind was overactive kind of. So I've switched to matcha. So I have my matcha latte in the morning that I make myself, and it's also like extended release caffeine, so you're not getting all of it at once. You kind of get it throughout the day. So, yeah.
Is that like, do you know how much caffeine is in that?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but it's probably less than coffee, right?
I mean, it's green tea.
Green tea is not that,
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it has caffeine, it's just a lot less, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like black coffee, black tea, green tea. Yeah. I don't know, if you feel as energizing.
Yeah, it might be placebo, but I'm just happy to not be having
too.
like withdrawal headaches.
Yeah. My mom is always like adamant that I just stop drinking caffeine in general. She's like, it's so bad for you, stop it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I will. I don't know.
I mean, I heard coffee drinkers live longer, so.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Where's the study?
It's a study. It's a study.
Caffeine drinkers? Why is it? What did they say specifically? Do you know? No? Yeah. I'm interested in that. I really need to look into that. But yeah, so also I want to talk about like why or what got you into veganism. I know you said you grew up the whole time you were vegan. Are your parents vegan?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. My mom was she was doing some outreach for veganism or some organization in her free time.
Yeah.
When I was younger, she had these pamphlets with stuff about the slaughterhouses.
Ooh.
And so, you know, when you're a little kid, you're so impressionable. So I just saw like the cows and the pigs and I was like, I can't contribute to this. I want to be vegan. I was like 5 or 6. So I'm not sure if I was completely vegan then. I honestly like have no way of knowing, but I know my mom tried to help me adopt that diet.
Yeah.
So, you know, since then, I think I had a little bit of slip-ups in like elementary school. Like I ate some goldfish or like I ate
goldfish aren't vegan? Oh, no, cheese.
Yeah.
Is that real cheese?
Who knows? Tasted good.
Yeah.
So I had a few slip-ups when I was younger, but now I'm just fully vegan. I don't buy leather. I don't buy down. I don't buy stuff tested on animals. So yeah.
And is your dad also vegan or is he?
Yeah, he's vegan. It's pretty easy to be vegan as an Indian.
Yeah.
He makes
Are both
so
parents
many.
Indian or only one?
My mom's American.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. White.
Yeah.
White American.
Let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So your mom, like, it's probably more for the environmental slash ethical reasons.
Yeah.
And your dad, is he Hindu?
Yeah, he's not the most practicing Hindu.
Okay. Because like in Hinduism, in certain castes of Hinduism, we practice, or maybe it's all castes are supposed to practice vegetarianism at least.
He didn't grow up vegetarian.
He didn't.
No.
I know now it's more so of a cultural thing. It's like if your parents did it, then you're more likely to do it. Or like if your parents, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So your dad's full vegan? He's not, or
yeah, he's full vegan. Yeah.
Is that because was he always, or did that?
No, it's actually my mom, me, and then him.
It's just supporting the family.
I guess it was just easier at that point. You can't just be making two separate dinners every night.
Yeah, one of my not family, but one of my friends grew up in high school. Half his family was like vegan. His mom and his sister, and then his other half the family, him and his dad, were like super into eating meat. So I was like, always thinking that's so awkward, the situation.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't Indian, right?
No, he's Asian. He's Korean.
Oh, okay.
They eat a lot of meat too in their culture. Right?
Okay.
So that's very interesting. Although I feel like it's way more common now for people to like at least be accepting of it. I remember growing up, it's like always, I don't know if you had this, but like at least as a vegetarian, it was always seen as weird to kids, like, because they don't understand kind of why, or like, it's to them that the norm is eating meat and like eating dairy even.
Yeah.
So like seeing someone like, especially Indian food too, it's like, oh, what is that? So it's like going through that was kind of the first wake up call of like, why am I doing this?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Did you experience that at all, like growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I think I used to say the word vegan a lot, and people just think of that as obnoxious.
Yeah.
So
there is a certain perception of it, right?
Yeah. So now I don't really say the word vegan. I was just like, oh yeah, I don't eat that. Thank you though.
That's mostly what I do too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I am slightly worried of the perception. It's like, oh, if you say you're vegetarian, then they assume all these other things about you. Mm-hmm. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is kind of sad, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe it comes off as pretentious. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you're trying to push. At least, in most cases, I feel like most people aren't trying to push their like views onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I don't know why people.
Yeah.
That's whatever. Maybe if we said I don't eat living beings or sentient beings, maybe if we said that, it would have a different impact. Or I don't eat things with faces, maybe.
So like with working out, how's that work with your diet? Like, what do you typically eat? I don't know. This might be a loaded question.
No, it's all good. I've actually been like thinking about this a lot in the past few days as I'm preparing for the school year.
Yeah.
So I used to just eat a bunch of tofu and frozen vegetables I would heat up, and then rice, and that would be like my meal, especially over the summer. Mm-hmm. But I've recently gotten into tempeh, which has a higher protein content than tofu, quinoa, which is a complete protein as well. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I thought that there was another thing. Maybe not.
Seitan?
I don't use seitan.
No.
I've heard about it, but
why'd you make that face? you have something?
It just looks kind of gross to me.
Really?
Do you eat it?
I've had there's like these seitan sausages that I've gotten from like Target, and I like those. But also the texture sometimes bothers me, so like I'll go months without having it.
Yeah.
I forgot I had a couple in my fridge. But I'm also vegetarian, so like I probably too much dairy in my diet right now. Which I don't. My friend is adamant that dairy is not good for you, so I'm not. I don't know. It's just too hard for me right now. I don't know. I actually do see myself probably going vegan one day. But I was gonna ask you, like, do you think it's super hard to like balance that, especially meal prepping with like school and everything else that you're doing?
Well, I can't say that I have any experience with meal prepping per se in school.
Oh, you just make it day to day.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did last semester, but I think this semester I'm going to just make a lot of stuff in bulk and then just assemble it when I want to eat it. So like a bunch of quinoa, which is what I did this week, a bunch of tofu or tempeh. Yeah, I think that's another thing with meal prepping that Manu, my boyfriend, and I discovered, so they know, is sometimes it spoils. Like
Sometimes spoils?
Yeah. Have you ever encountered that?
No. I mean, I only meal prep like 2 or 3 meals at a time.
Okay.
So,
But
it's
like
not
if you
even
meal prep,
meal prepping, I guess. It's more so just bulk making. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, if you meal prep, sometimes like on Sunday for Friday,
Yeah.
sometimes it spoils, and that's what I'm really
I think
apprehensive
it depends
of.
on what specifically.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have anything in specific you're talking about?
I think it was like fried rice he made.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. How does it spoil? Does it just taste odd or?
Yeah, it has a smell and it might make you feel kind of sick.
Nothing really within a week. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe beans. I have to be careful about like black beans.
I used to eat so many black beans too, like
Yeah.
beans and rice, and then I realized that was a carb.
I mean, that's a good amount of protein in it. Kidney beans have.
Yeah.
There's a statistic. I think that kidney beans have more protein per 100 grams than beef or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
And you will get very gassy. So I mean, one thing I make a lot that like is actually vegan is like this black bean kidney bean chili, and I think the best thing about it is usually because I saute the onions for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And I'll make it like 3 meals at a time. So I'll usually like throw a can of tomatoes in there, corn, sometimes sweet potato. I don't really buy that a lot. And then black beans, kidney beans, and then maybe sometimes jalapeno or something for spice. And it tastes really good. That's one easy
really
meal.
good.
I haven't gotten sick of it yet either. I usually get sick of things pretty fast. That's why I'm always like constantly moving between meals. It's like the seitan sausage. I make that like I'll meal prep that like 2 or 3 meals at a time. Eventually I just get sick of it. And I'm like I need to eat something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you eat like a lot of fast food at all, or is that like?
No, I mean there's not much that I can eat.
Yeah.
I really like Taco Bell though, because they
Taco
have
Bell.
like Crunch Wrap.
Yeah.
Can be made vegan, so good.
Yeah.
So I like
Taco Bell is the go. It's not healthy. But
yeah, it's so processed.
I remember when I was working, there was a Taco Bell right near my workplace, and I would go there all the time.
What do you get there? What do you get?
Crunch Wrap, or I love their chalupas. I'm a big chalupa guy, so I get a black bean chalupa, Crunch Wrap. Yeah, they added something with guacamole recently, and I loved it, so I got that.
I want to try the potato tacos.
Oh, I also get that a lot. The soft taco one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good sauce on it. I don't know if that's vegan though. It's probably like ranch. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. That must be irritating for you too, because like when you go to order things, you have to like ask every ingredient almost to make sure.
There's a couple of websites that have like a list of like what this restaurant has, you know.
Yeah, like when I texted you today about that, I don't know if did you call them or
I
something?
did call them.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So you haven't been to Sweet Hut before, or?
I have. They told me that they put milk powder in everything.
Oh.
So then I called the lady and she said, well, there's a few that can be made fully vegan.
I see.
So Thai tea, taro tea,
Gotcha.
some others.
Interesting. So, okay. Man, that must be exhausting for you, though.
It's okay.
Or are you used to it?
I'm very used to
Yeah.
it. I just assume that I can't eat anything places, and then it's good news when I can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. So, like, what would you recommend for like anyone that's like coming into college and trying to meal prep if they're vegan or like trying to have good macros? Tips for them?
Well, if they're new to veganism, don't overdo it on the fiber.
Yeah.
You know, drink enough water.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So you're just saying, kind of be careful how much beans you consume. Right?
Yes. Yes. Manu actually really had some problems with that.
Really? He's not.
Yeah.
Is he vegan?
He tried for a good month or so.
Oh. Yeah.
It was just the fiber was just too much.
Yeah.
Caused a lot of like stomach irritation.
Yeah. It's
Sorry if that
interesting.
was too much information.
No.
You know?
That's interesting because I feel like the perception of fiber is always like, oh, you need more fiber in your diet.
Yeah.
But like, definitely if you're vegetarian or vegan, you're probably getting enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some people argue that you don't really need fiber. Like,
oh, really?
I don't know if you've seen some of these like animal-based diets where they only eat like meat. And they seem to think that it works great for them. So, I mean,
I don't know how they don't eat vegetables.
I don't know either.
That's my thing.
That.
Like,
yeah.
you're
But
gonna
they seem
have
to think you don't
heart
need fiber.
disease.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but whatever.
Well, the main argument, to play devil's advocate.
Okay, yeah.
The main argument I've seen with that is like the correlation that they say, like if they eat certain like healthier cuts of meat or whatever, it's usually like the people that have high risk of heart disease, they're eating like fast food usually, right? And then I think it's usually like the sugar too that they're consuming that like affects heart disease. I'm 50% sure about 60% sure about that. That's what they're saying.
I thought it was like red meat. Like red meat is linked directly to heart disease.
No, that's what I originally heard, but now like I think they're doing more studies. I'm just trying
we
to
don't
we don't need to get too much into it. Yeah, we're just college students just trying to figure our way. So
yeah.
Honestly, my thought process on that is just like find a diet that works for you. You don't really need to do anything too extreme. As long as it works for you, you're okay with it. I wouldn't recommend eating too much meat though. I don't think that's a good thing. It's not good for the environment. Going back to like fitness, what would you recommend for people that are like just getting into it? You know, what are their maybe their perceptions of the gym are like too intimidating or whatnot? What would you say? Especially girls.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say from the girl's perspective, I've seen a lot of these like shy girl workouts.
Yeah.
Like TikTok videos, you know, specifically tailored towards girls who don't want to make eye contact with people in the gym. And that's fine if that's how you are, but I also think that you kind of need to get over that to an extent and become comfortable in the gym and realize that no one's actually watching you.
Yeah.
Because that's actually the reality. Like, everyone's just minding their own business for the most part.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe, like, go with a buddy and, like, learn how to use the equipment you've always wanted to try for girls. And then for people in general, be consistent, but also don't do stuff that you don't enjoy doing. Because then it's... What is that? Like, it's
how did you get started? Was it mostly just, like, following YouTube things, or did you already have like a set plan going in, like based off Manu or someone else?
Yeah, I kind of just did Manu's push-pull legs.
Yeah, you just worked out with them.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So like enjoy what you're doing is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and it was fun for you because you're also like working out with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Are you a proponent of headphones or what?
In the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you not?
If I'm working out by myself, definitely. But I said some days I like not to do it. And here's the reason why. I think if you rely too much on music, then I think you just have to develop that discipline. Like, even if you forget your headphones, like, you have to, like, still give a workout. And if you're, like, so easily distracted that, like, you need headphones to, like, keep you in tune, I feel like you should build on that, you know? Because one thing I've noticed is when I go and work out without headphones, it's, like, constantly I have to keep myself from, like, tuning into someone else's conversation, keep myself in the zone. So it's like it kind of works on my discipline almost. And also I'm like so poorly motivated, but I'm just like forcing myself to like work out. And I think that's
when
good
you don't have headphones.
Yeah, it's like it sucks.
Yeah.
Especially like legs. Oh my god. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, I think it's good for discipline, and that's why I would recommend some people like kind of like caffeine is just like a detox day almost.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I actually forgot mine the other day, and I didn't.
That's mostly how it goes. Is I forget them or they're dead.
Yeah.
It's not like I planned it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you have tried it once.
Yeah, no, I used to be like crazy on running.
Yeah.
And I would just run for 30 minutes straight on the treadmill, and I wouldn't allow myself to listen to music.
Oh.
It was like
I can't do that. That's not the level.
I was like, you can't, like, you need to get this done. So that was a little extreme, but I had an eating disorder back then. It was a whole mess. But now, like, if I forget them, I'm not going to turn around and go home. Like, you have to do your workout. So.
Yeah. It's interesting with cardio, because for me to motivate myself to run like more than a mile even, I usually have to watch something and just completely distract myself, or like tap into some like intrinsic motivation or external motivation. Like sometimes I'll be watching like soccer highlights and I'll just like imagine that I'm like this person running trying to score a goal or something. You said you played soccer too, right?
Just a little when I was younger, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I always can tap into like imagining myself as like this ultimate athlete.
But do you ever worry that you're gonna like go out of place on the treadmill if you're pretending to run? Like you might like try to go right or try to go left. Do you ever?
Not too much. I don't know.
Okay. Sometimes like when I watch people on TV,
that's
and
usually if I'm going a little too fast in that game.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever tried those machines where it's like it like kind of tracks how fast your speed is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. It's not like a normal treadmill. It like just kind of starts.
Oh, it's
moving.
a belt.
Yeah, the belt thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
That scares the crap out of me. I don't know. I tried it once and I like had to like just grab the handles.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to escape, right? You don't.
You just slow down.
How do you slow down? I feel like you're just gonna eventually just get launched off.
It'll slow with you. Yeah.
Maybe I just go way too fast, like because the whole point of the thing is to test how fast you can go, right? No one gets on there to just run for fun.
Where'd you see that?
It was it's actually here in our SK5 gym.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't know why they need that. I don't know who's like trying to test out their speed here.
Have you ever been to Lifetime Fitness?
No.
Oh, they have them there. It's like such a nice gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking about it earlier, like managing the gym, fitness, dieting, and all with your like schedule. So do you find that like hard to do? Like, I don't know how busy a person you are, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to be busy this semester. That's
Yeah.
why I really want to get the gym done in the morning. I do like going with Gracie, my best friend, in the evening sometimes. Just
do you
because
go to Lifetime or do you go to?
Oh, I go to the tech gym.
Okay.
I was just mentioning Lifetime because that's where I saw the belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we like to go in the evening, so that's kind of just like for fun. But I really want to get in the habit of going in the morning so I can have time for, like, a lot of clubs meet in the evening and stuff, so I want to
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, as a student, it's just way more practical to get the gym done in the morning. Especially if you're like trying to hang out with your friends or you have clubs, you just have work to do.
Yeah,
It's so much easier to do it after, or do the workout in the morning and then have the rest of the day to yourself to do other things. Which is interesting because I'm a big proponent of like waking up and getting to work, but at the same time, I just love morning workouts. It's like a big conflict I have right now. I'm trying to like decide if I want to take a break from morning workouts so I can just try and like, one thing I'm doing right now, I made a video on this, I don't know if you saw it, but like I try to push people to get up and like get straight to work because like those are your most productive hours.
like schoolwork.
Yeah. Or anything that I really don't want to do. I try to push myself to do it early in the morning because I have the most energy to do it then. And then like things that I have the motivation to do, I can do it later. Like editing YouTube videos or like working on scripts or whatever, reading a book even. I can do that later in the day because I can motivate myself to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can motivate myself to do like heat transfer homework, later in the day. So I'd rather knock that out first thing in the morning. But that's my biggest struggle is like, no, I don't know if I want to go work out first thing or do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some advice on that.
That's a really, that's a really good point about how
Yeah.
productive you are. Maybe you could get yourself to the CRC and then work for just 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then do your workout, or like, restrict it to a time block maybe.
I was also thinking I could do like just shorter cardio in the morning. Because another thing that I really like, but I've received some I've received some research over, so I've been questioning everything. So I really was into cold showers for like the whole first 6 months of the year. And then the guy I was doing Muay Thai with, the trainer, sensei, I don't know what they call him. He was saying that it's actually not good to do it after your workout. I would work out and then take a cold shower because it kind of reduces the inflammation, but you actually want the inflammation there to build muscle. So if you do cold showers, it's like you're kind of destroying the inflammation.
Okay.
So it's like, it's not good. And if you want to do a cold shower, you should wait like 4 hours after your workout to let the inflammation do its job. So it's like, I'm not going to wait 4 hours after being stinky after a workout to shower. So I'd rather just do a hot shower. But then I'm like, well, if I work out in the morning, then like, how am I going to do this? I either have to do a hot shower in the morning after the workout, or I could instead do cold shower, cold shower and do a work session, right? Like do all these things that I don't want to do, and then do a workout in the afternoon.
Okay.
See, but that's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I want it. Especially cardio. That's probably the hardest thing to motivate myself to do.
So do you usually do the cardio before your workout anyway?
I don't usually do cardio.
Okay.
This is speculation so far.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I was just getting your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, so I'm like very particular about my bed being clean. Mm-hmm. So I can't go to bed dirty. So even if I work out in the morning, I have to take another shower.
Yeah.
So in your place, I would do the hot shower in the morning, the cold
shower in the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, I do it the other way around. I do cold shower in the morning, hot shower in the night, because I'm running, and then because I don't want to do after my workout,
okay.
right? So
yeah.
That's the thing I don't know if I can get on board with too. Is 2 showers.
2 showers.
Your poor
that
skin.
Water bill.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Some things for me to think about, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I think Gracie was telling me that you have a couple other things that you do other than like working out and obviously the channel or your fitness channel. That's just for yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a band through. It's called like the Rock and Pop Ensemble. It's a class technically, but they put you in a band. So I was in one last semester in the spring, and then they're gonna have a new one in the fall. So I sing. So there's guitarists, drummers, bass guitarists, other vocalists, and we perform at the end of the semester.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
what kind of music is that?
It's rock and pop.
Oh, okay.
So it's mainly pop. Yeah.
Is it like mainstream music, or is it more so like you guys create your own thing, or?
We did have one original song last semester, but for the most part we do covers. Right. So like I sang like a Paramore song.
Okay.
We were gonna do an Adele song, like just stuff like bands and stuff. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Where do you guys meet for that?
West Village.
Ah, where do you meet there? Do they have like a studio?
They actually have. It seems like it's tailored for music students, honestly, because that's where like the School of Music is over on West Campus. Oh. So they have rooms that are already set up with pianos and speakers and stuff. It's just in like the West Village, like other building. It's like an L shape.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I always wondered what that was.
Yeah.
Interesting, because it seems like kind of closed off. Like I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? Like when you're trying to enter, there's like one building, it's West Village on the left, and then there's like this building on the right.
Yeah. So there's like an outdoor seating area.
Yeah.
With like pillows and couches. Yeah. It's there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So that's like you're a singer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm sure that also like helps to handle like school stress, and it's a good hobby too.
Yeah, I'm so glad I started it last semester because I wasn't doing anything to keep up with my singing at school, so I'm glad to be
What got you into that?
Singing?
Yeah.
I've just always loved to sing.
Oh.
I did like musical theater when I was younger, and I didn't want to be a theater kid, so I just started singing.
Certain perceptions there.
It honestly wasn't because of theater kid. It was just I didn't enjoy it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Huh. What about you? What clubs are you gonna join?
I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the podcast or when we were talking, but I was talking about the cinematography club. I really want to get into that. Just it could help with my YouTube, like just production. And then I'm trying to join the boxing club. I don't know, I enjoyed trying Muay Thai over the summer and Jiu-Jitsu, so I thought that'd be a really cool environment to be part of. So yeah, those are 2 things. I think I mentioned earlier I was still active in my fraternity, so those are really the 3 things other than like this as a part-time that I'm working on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for me too, because it's just like, I think for me specifically, I tend to lowball underestimate or overestimate rather how busy I'm going to be, so I end up putting less things on my schedule. So I think I actually have more free time than I think I do. I just end up wasting a lot of time. So this semester I was like, I'm gonna try to fill it up as much as possible and see how it goes.
Are you a full-time student?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot, but I'm sure you can handle it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to outsource a few things, like especially with editing. I can find someone else to do that. So also, honestly, the podcasts don't take much more time than just like recording it. They don't take that much time to edit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It is a lot. It's a lot more for me, but as long as I like plan things, I feel like that's a good message to send people. Is like, as long as you plan most things out, you'll be fine usually. And I think it's important in college to try a lot of things. Especially, I'm a big proponent, no matter if you're girl, boy, whatever, working out. I think it's great for everyone. You know, I'll tell that to everyone. It's interesting because a friend of a friend, he wasn't really against it, but he just didn't understand the whole like working out thing, you know. And then he started weightlifting one day, and he's like, "Wow, this feels great! I love this." You know, and now he's like there every morning. I see him there almost every morning.
That's
and
sweet.
he loves it. Yeah, he's like, "This feels great." Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, most people won't know until they try it. That's what I like to say. So yeah, if you're watching this, you should go to the gym and try a lot of things in college. If you're in college, that's my message to you guys. I think that's a good place to end the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being on. It's been a pleasure having you on. Hopefully we can get more money on next.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Please drop a like, leave a comment, a wonderful comment for Chloe, and consider subscribing. And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.